family members, here are the latest news headlines which are doing the rounds in the world of sports. Firstly, the Duleep Trophy matches have begun yet again, and West Zone are taking on Central Zone, North Zone are taking on South Zone. In the West Zone versus Central Zone match, Yashasvi Jaiswal fell cheaply. He scored 4 runs in 3 balls. It was dismissed by Khaleel Ahmed, and that's why his return to the Duleep Trophy has not been that good. When you look at all the other news that's making the rounds, today India will leave for the Asia Cup. Team India will leave in staggered batches for the Asia Cup tournament that will begin for them on the 10th. Their first game is against the UAE, followed by the game against Pakistan. So from today onwards, Team India will leave in staggered batches for the UAE. Now, with the new GST rates that are going on now, this has impacted IPL in a big way. Your IPL tickets have become much more expensive because now it comes under the 40% GST slab. So tickets will now become far more expensive. How will this impact your IPL ticket buying for the next season? That we'll be doing a special video on that. So this is the current situation on the IPL. Now, as far as other cricketing news is concerned, you are now looking at South Africa versus England, the second ODI that will take place. England have to win this in order to stay alive in the series. Otherwise, the series is over for them. Sri Lanka have managed to beat Zimbabwe by a very narrow margin in the first T20I as well. And that's why they're also building up momentum heading into the Asia Cup. Pakistan, Afghanistan, once again in the Tri Series, they'll be hoping that they will be able to do well in the last few matches which are remaining. And Bangladesh are also building up a momentum by beating the Netherlands in one of the games. As far as other sporting events are concerned, today is the start of the FIDE Grand Swiss tournament that will take place in Samarkand. Samarkand, remember, this is the venue where the top two finishers will directly get qualification for the candidates 2026. So it's a very vital tournament. Gukesh, then Divya Deshmukh, they are all playing this tournament. Gukesh, remember, doesn't have to play the tournaments, but he just wants to make a point. Pragnananda has built up such a lead in the FIDE circuit that he looks all but certain to qualify for the candidates through the FIDE circuit alone. Yes, if he does well even in the Grand Swiss event in Samarkand, well, then he has got a double opportunity then to seal it, because if he qualifies for the final, he sealed his spot in the candidates. Then he doesn't need the FIDE circuit in that sense. So, big update on Pragnananda in this sense. There is the Hockey Asia Cup that is going to be played today as well. It is involving India versus Malaysia, and it's going to be a vital match. Malaysia, remember, has been in serious form, and South Korea have also troubled India. They had a 2-2 draw yesterday. So today's game is very important as far as finals qualification is concerned. Top two qualify for the final, the bottom two play the third place playoff. As far as the CAFA Nations Cup is concerned, you now got India versus Afghanistan today, and they'll be hoping that by hook or by crook they make it to the final. Because remember, the playoffs at this point in time, it's a very simple structure. There is no semi-final. Top two make it from the groups make it to the final, and the semi and the other two teams will play for the third place playoff as well. So that's what the Indian team will be hoping for, the CAFA Nations Cup, which will begin at 5:30 p.m. today. Now, as far as other sporting events are concerned, in the US Open, it's Novak Djokovic versus Carlos Alcaraz, while Yannick Sinner, hopefully it will be a Sinner versus Djokovic final, or it is going to be a Sinner versus Alcaraz final. But more importantly, in the men's doubles events, you've seen Yuki Bamri make it to the semi-final with his partner from Australia. So it's a huge achievement for Yuki Bamri that he's managed to make it to the semi-final of the US Open. But there he'll be facing the number 5 seed British pair, which have always troubled them. So that's why it's going to be very interesting as to how Yuki Bamri makes it. So one Indian representation in Yuki Bamri is there in the semi-finals of the US Open. Unfortunately, Maya Rajeshwaran, she tried in the junior tournament to make through, but she didn't pull through, and that's why she's been eliminated in the US Open. So that is the latest updates that we are giving you. Djokovic versus Alcaraz today at 1:30 a.m. IST, which is going to be very, very interesting. Then Sinner will take on Felix Auger-Aliassime. Let's see how that pans out as well. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us. So I'll just take a couple of comments. As Virat Kohli passed all the tests, yes, he has passed all the tests that is there. The tests were taken in London, so that's how this has panned out to be. So yes, this is the update. Desmond Haynes, Sikandar Raza is underrated all-rounder just because he plays for Zimbabwe. Yes, he's given his all for Zimbabwe throughout this long period, 7, 8 years. He's just been one of the best for Zimbabwe. So that's why fantastic, fantastic achievement indeed for Sikandar Raza in that way. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this update. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.